Everyone, it's Kathy here from Bello's Designs, and today I'm going to be using up some scraps of card that I have to create a new card. I don't know if any of you crafters are like me, but I tend to use something, maybe use a small amount of it, and don't like to throw it away. So for example, yesterday I used this scrap of card that I had to cut a flower, and I thought I don't want to waste that, so I would just cut that across there and then put that little bit that's left in my little box of card offcuts, and I have lots of them, so I'm going to start using them in a positive way now rather than just storing them. So for this project I actually used some white off card cuts that I had bits and pieces that I'd left over. So I had a piece that was approximately 2.5 inches wide, so I cut that to 7 inches, trimmed it so that it's 7 inches long, so that it fits on my card, which measures 5 inches by 7 inches, so that I can have a little panel. And then I've got some more white card that I've cut some circles with a die cut. I've cut one all previously, and I'm going to cut another one today so that I can get a couple of little circles on. And it's a double challenge for me actually, because I decided I don't use these stamps often, and I thought I should try and find something, a project that I can use them on so that I'm getting good use out of them. So that's what I'm doing today. So that's the card that I'm going to need. The stamps that I'm using for this project are the LAV 631 Urchins, the LAV 722 Small Frog, the LAV 710 Bogart, and I've got the wreath set, which is LAV 700. I have the wreath flourish set left and the wreath flourish right. It's a bit of a tongue twister. And for the background, I'm using the Leaf Trails stencil from Lavinia. Now for the background and the stamping, I'm using Versafine Clair Warm Breeze and Nocturne, and for the backgrounds I'm using the Salvage Patina and the Peacock Feather Distress Oxides. I have a couple of blending brushes here for the Distress Oxides. I have a smoothie that I'm going to be using for the Versafine Clair. I have 4 gel pens today. I've got a green, a red, a gold and a white. I've got a lemon and lime Posca pens that I'm going to be using to put the spots on the little frogs or toads. Got a couple of watercolour pens in blue and green for colouring. And I've got some colouring pencils. I've actually got some Posca colouring pencils, but any colouring pencils would do. And I've got a couple of shades of blue and a lime green. And you'll also need a 2-inch circle die with a little die cutting machine. So let's get started. As I say, I already had one of these little circles left over from another project, so I just need to cut one today. And it's a very used die cutting machine, so you have to excuse me. This is quite a tight fit, so I need to make sure I get it exactly right. In fact, I'm going to put a little bit of sweet poppy tape just to make sure it stays in place and doesn't move. If it's not that tight, I wouldn't use it, but when it's that tight, I just don't want it to slip. So I'm going to put that through my machine. This is quite difficult for me because I'm doing this right-handed and I'm naturally left-handed. Two little circles. Now I'm going to colour these first with this is the Salvage Patina. I'm just going over Now, it doesn't matter, you'll notice it's slightly uneven in parts, but that's fine because I'm going to be mixing it with the peacock feathers, so it's going to be blended in with another colour. bit of the, take a bit of the excess off there. This is just a similar colour but slightly darker tone, so it'll just blend in quite nicely together. There we go. So that's the 2 discs ready to be stamped on. And next I'm going to do the panel. Now for this I'm going to use the Versafine Clair Warm Breeze and a little smoothie. I'm just going to do the edges first. And one of the reasons I do the edges first is if you accidentally go over and do too much, you haven't completed your work and then made a mistake. At least now if I accidentally put too much on, I haven't already worked on the card, so that's why I do it this way round. And then we're going to stencil. And I'm going to be using the Salvage pattern for the background on the stencil. Take some off. And I want to move it over because I want the curved bits. I'm just doing this very lightly in circular motion. Not using too much, you can see when I pull it back. Quite a nice background. There we go. Now, a little tip, if you find that you put too much on and you think it's a bit too strong, you can just go over it with a little baby wipe, very lightly. And it just takes a little bit of the extra off, like so. Right, now for the stamping. I'm going to use the Warm Breeze. Turn that over a bit fancy. Just check, I think I used the large one on the bottom. I did. And I'm going to about there. And then we're going to use the smaller one for the top. And we had the smaller one going this way round. Like so. It's just a nice frame for the little circles that we're going to put on. And then I'm just going to put my glasses on for a bit of colouring. And then with one of the blues, just going to gently colour in the little leaves. There we go. And stamping. I'm going to do the small frog first. There he is. Right, and now I'm going to actually I'm going to use a little piece of acetate here just to see which end I think looks better. Yep. Yeah, I'm going to go for that end. I'm only going to use the first 3 of these. Oops. It's okay. It's not sticking today. Right. That's okay because it's going to be coloured. Now I'm going to colour the lip dots on his face. Going to do the other frog. Colour the water underneath. Now we're just going to stick that down. So I'm going to put that slightly over. So it's coming out the side of the come slightly over this side, like so. And I want to put that sort of 2/3 of the way over. There we go. There's a frog card. And there's the original one. And there's the one I've just done. So thank you for watching. I hope you got some inspiration from that, and I look forward to seeing anything you create from the scraps in our Facebook groups. We have 2 groups for our customers. We have Del Bello's Designs Lounge for all products Lavinia, and we also have Del Bello's a la carte for all other products that Patty sells in Del Bello's Designs. So thank you for watching, and I shall see you next time. Bye.